This Arukh HaShulchan, you are there. Simon Chav Ches, Sifim Beis Tehei. This is day 136 of the Supplemental Arukh HaShulchan Yomi cycle. Beis. I forgot the Torah Shechai B'Cha Behema Behema Chai. You know, we find the Torah that Behema is used interchangeably Chai and Chai interchangeably Behema. It says here we can't say that behema is included in the chaya. It should come down behema kisui that the animal of a behema should also require covering. And it's Parshas Re'eh. It says explicitly in Parshas Re'eh, B'kroi the kiyah chiva shem mechachos bucha b'zavachtim karcha tzonecha, where the pasuk tells us about Hashem expanding our boundaries and our slaughtering our cattle and our sheep. Goymer rak chazak b'tiyah chol adam. Be strong not to eat the blood. Spill the blood on the water. Spill the blood on the ground like water. So the just like water does not require covering, so the blood of a behemoth does not require covering. So it's not require covering. So it says ish doesn't come to preclude women. Torah Skoim tells us that B'socham, this is what is the pasuk in? I don't know if he quotes no pasuk. It's right, but he quotes it somewhere. And we'll see where he says it back here. Quotes Psukim. I don't see where he says especially so Cham. It's gonna be one of those Psukim. Anyway, so Cham the Rabbis Nashim Bavadim. Tell me the Psukim Baker, which I'm not. He doesn't come to quote previously. Quoted previously. Lemonamar Ish. So I say Ish. Bishanemar Ashayatzud says who captures any El Hatzad. And we only know somebody who captures. In other words, goes hunting. Lakach Yarash. A person bought an animal, inherited an animal. It was given to him as a gift. B'nayin. How we know it says to Kisei downtown. Remember Ish. No matter what person you are. Kamashon Torah Skodim. Position by Bnei Yisrael. It says Bnei Yisrael, the Loksti Mi Beis Yisrael, which is the passage by Ikra Yud Ish Mi Beis Yisrael. Why is it changed to Bnei Yisrael here in Vayikra Yud? I'm sorry, Vayikra Yud Zion Yud. It says Ish Mi Beis Yisrael, and then it says later on. Ish mi b'nei Yisrael. So it changes. Said previously, even though basis so include women and b'nei Yisrael seems perhaps not to include women, that's because women are not usually involved in hunting. They're not normally involved in shechita. Even though they're kosher to shechita, they don't normally do it. Like we said, Simon Alf, they were because whatever the pasuk is talking about what normally is the case. That which says the shofech is the mode to spill the blood. Lo shon shechita, not the language of shechita. It says sheyitzud chayav seicha ofen sheyochel b'shafachas damo. So before, why does it say shvichas domim? Why does it say and shechtzin and then say shvich about covering the blood? Mishum debadam loshim b'chol Torah shvicha. Because by blood, the language of Torah is spilling. Steve shofech dam shofech in Parashas Noach. It talks about somebody who spills the blood of a person. In the person, his blood is spilled. The chain is born and buried base. On the ground, you have to throw it like water. Spill like water. Chain dam shofech dam shafach. Pasuk Vayikra Yud Zayin, it's considered blood for the person. The blood he spilled. L'chein l'oretz lo yichupar kim dam shavcho pasuk in Bamidbar Lamed Hey. L'chein b'chol Tanach. So to Tanach. L'chein b'chol Rosh Chazal. So to language of Chazal. Shvichus Dami. Both Asla Shmina also Chetas Abi Shein Shol Tzach Abasar. Even though even though you're not shechting for the purpose of the meat, but kol kam still down. You're really shechting just because you need the blood. Came shetzicha dam lefuah gon shetzicha dam lefuah klem. So you need the blood for medicinal purposes or for dogs. You come nevertheless came sheshachal chayv chazos once you shecht, you have to cover. The time to set the chulim perik vav and shamis. Bar b'siman zeh siyat yishmai. What do you do? But when you so can tell us tim shara b'lei etzadam you shecht and no blood came out. Put them in a kisui. Exempt from covering. With v'achila, you'll still have to eat the meat. Moshe's Barb Satishanas will become clarified. You're not required to cut the veins in order to deliberately get out blood if none is spurting out. That's in crazy placing. Hey, Shonu Chachon Mishnah. Chachon does a Mishnah that pig gimel. Kisei dam no ibarat zu chutzlats. Kisei dam applies eretz and chutzlats. If near bais, shlo if near bais. I mean, something is excellent or not. B'chulin ablom mekdashim only applies to b'chulin to mundane. Ablom mekdashim. I'm not consecrated. If it is something which you grew up, which you raised for this purpose, and raised for this purpose, I can't show. The mitzvah is an obligation upon the person. Not an obligation on the land. Therefore, it applies everywhere, at all times. Mukdashim, notice now doesn't apply to Mukdashim, and they should totally take it on Mizbech. And put the blood on the Mizbech. Kisi tzach off of the mata, and in order for kisi, you need dirt below. But yes, I think of Mizbech, now I put that on the Mizbech. But the actual growing on the Mizbech, you could drag the blood from the Mizbech, scrape it off after you applied the blood, which the more arts also put in the ground, covered up. Actually, when you fill the blood, you can immediately cover with dirt. So which only requires spilling and covering. Plus here where you would have to spill it, then wipe it up, and then cover it. It's there. Anita, it's not comparable to that which you're going to see about blood which spurts and blood on the knife that you scrape it off and you cover it. Doesn't mikrahu, that's just coincidence. It doesn't have to happen that way. Because if you have another blood, you don't have to scrape on this blood and bury it, as we shall see. Suppose the question in the kisui require you to cover it. It's not possible ever to function without having this intermediate step of wiping off or dragging. It's told to be consecrated something for a bedek abayis. The answer it doesn't even have to be covered. No matter which way you look at it. You shechted before redeemed it. I assume I'm not. So I benefit from it. I've seen the Shanawiyah. It's an appropriate shechita. It's not about shechita that which generate chiyuv b'kisei adam. You shechted after redeemed it. Requires kisa because it's like a mundane object, that mundane animal at that point. We're going to say you have to require kisui even before redeeming it. They should redeem it after shechita and then cover it. This also eliminated from the drasha b'shafach v'kiso, which included cases where you would have to wipe up the blood. This also would be shvicha pedoya v'kiso, require pedoya in the middle of that. Anything which requires pedoya in the middle would not be chayim and kisui. Furthermore, came to see chaya off. Since it's a chaya or a bird, it's not kachim because of mizbech. And kachim by default are considered to be kachim zech. The chaya ain't ola mizbech, and a chaya cannot be sacrificed zech. The dimi the hachi ba'of, and it's by bird. I feel the term neirona. Even when we talk about pigeons or doves, shalom l'tom zech, which do go out to mizbech, lo ma'aben dumi the chaya. They're not talking about them. Just like chayas, not talking about the holy birds. It's like not talking about holy chayas. There's no holy chayas. Came no ma'ay b'kachim mizbech. Kam chum le'mei kachim bedek habayis. It's not talking about kachim mizbech. We're certainly not talking about kachim bedek habayis when we come to discuss kisui adam. Not sure certainly, but That's not we learn. That's not the Yishar Chulin B'Chakar Chikdish. Shar Chulin then Chak created afterwards. Adam Chai B'Kisui. Then the blood is Chai B'Kisui. There's Shkoma Mitzvahs Kisui La Hektish, because the mitzvah of Kisui preceded the mitzvah of it becoming Hektish. Okay, that's it for today.